Vibe blowing up the J. Got the loud jumping up the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the band jumping up the bag. Vibe blowing up my J. Got the loud jumping up the bag. Everything I'm on slack.
We've been with the Brazilians. This would be the first.
They wild.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy? What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Wake Up Show. Part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne-ness ish. The King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly. The Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coach Alini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Rio, still in the Rio de Janeiro Desert Storm or Tropical Bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Nigero, of Fixes Binds, Bada de Tijuco. The unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg.
Just phenomenal.
Yeah, the ladies in Brazil call me my third leg Greg. All right. You can also call me the Anointed One.
Acknowledge me.
The Mitch Slapper, the man with no trabajo, the junior college sociologist. The Morpheus of the Matey Matrix, the chocolatey Confucius, the Black Moses, the Deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA, see God Allah, and I'll be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We do have a bell. There we go, right there. The screen number 8. All right, but anyway, we got a great show for you lined up today. We're going to talk about son husbands and why a son husband's ideal woman is day mama. Yes, indeed. Dear mama, lady, don't you know? It's fucking loud. All right, that's loud. Is it loud to me? Lady, don't you know we love you, sweet dear mama? All right, a lot of mama ass ninjas out here. We're going to talk about that son husband epidemic that I talked about years and years ago. But anyway, it's going to be a great show. To contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal, paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the new World Order Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Do not donate to Venmo. I can't read it. I can't see it. All right, but lady, don't you know we love you? Where your mama boys at? You know, you single mama raised boys out here, even you weak pappy ass daddy's boys out here. You know, I saw a sister in here earlier because it is Melanin Monday, and the sister said, right on time, coach, because I'm dealing with a son husband. We're going to tell you what that son husband is, and we're going to go through some video evidence of me talking about this years ago and why this is important in the modern dating romance landscape. All right, it is very important. We got two brothers up here, one doing a little bit of satire and another brother talking about the thing that he this is him, according to him. There's one thing that a guy will experience with a woman that makes it clear that she likes him. All right. And what is that one thing? We hear it all the time. But we're going to actually dive deeper into that conversation. Dear mama. All right. Shout out to your mama. When you see your mama, hug your mama. We got New Year's Evil.
New world order.
New Year's Evil coming up, and should be a great time here. I'm should be on the beach in Copacabana in New Year's Evil. All right. But we'll see about that, man. I don't know, man. I don't be staying up. All right. I don't be staying up that late. Now that without diving deep in old Punani, I don't just be outside just to be outside. All right. But you know, they doing something special here in Rio. They're like, you gotta be there. I'm like, no, I don't.
New world order.
I ain't gotta be nowhere. But let me get to the earlier contributors to today's show. And yeah, I know I'm earlier than expected. I'll tell you why here in a moment. All right, a little bit earlier. First of all, I'm 2 hours ahead of New York, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? 2 hours ahead of New York City, my ninja. All right, so you know it's fucked up already. All right, what is going on here? All right, PayPal. Did somebody donate? Okay, wait a minute. This is last week. Okay, I see what happened. There was a sponsorship, but that was last week. So this was last week too. All right. But our brother Tarshawn says Spider-Man became a free agent at the end of No Way Home.
New
He says, and at the end of Batman, Bruce put that peace sleeve in his rear view mirror and he moved on. Free agent for life. The Bruce Wayne it is ish, man. Put it in your back burner. All right. Meaning don't prioritize it, ass ninjas. You know, don't prioritize an ass ninjas. All right. All right, I see what's something going on here. All right. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We got our brother here. Let me see if I can say your name. We usually call his name out. Andrew Grove says, Coach, did you see Jeremy Reeves proposed to his Kaylee girlfriend after the game? Jeremy, I know you listen to Coach. That bitch is going to divorce Great You to Kingdom Come. I did see that. And I know Dr. Umar is irate right now. He is beside himself. He is broke, busted, and disgusted that nigger got on bended knee. That nigger got on bended knee and proposed to that white girl on Melanin Monday. Well, it was Sunday, but it was what it was. Was that the Washington Redskins too? What a season they're having. All right, Monte says, Coach starting up early. Yes, indeed, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I got to be places today. So I had to start early. Who else is in here? Mr. Commander. Mr. Commander with a co-sponsorship. You didn't say nothing, though. All right. But shout out to you, Mr. Commander. I appreciate that. That looks like it was from 2 days ago.
I'm rich, baby.
These sound effects is loud as a mother sucker in my headphones. All right. I don't know what it sounded like to you, but it's loud. All right. Anyway, shout out to our brother Rockman Ingram. Shout out to you. And let's see. This was from the other day. Well, we're going to call you CM Puck is in the building. I listen every day, 2 times a day. 49, divorced 10 years. Kids goes to college this year. Did the same plan you did after divorce and no remarriage, no girlfriend, no more kids, and retirement. Looking very real now in my 50s, healthy and fit. Thank you, CGA, for my brother Insta Puck. CM Puck is in the building. Shout out to you, CM Puck.
New world order.
Look in her eyes. What do you see? Yes, it's the cult of personality. I call you CM Puck. All right, what do we got here? We got Alchemist 2 is in the building. Shout out to you. No government name. Coach Alini, can you explain why the mainstream media
New world order.
always portrays the single mom raised Pookies and Octavius who die in the community doing stupid stuff like gang violence as engineer scholars with bright futures. Even as a kid growing up, I knew it was BS. People call them young scholars. All right. When these men die, obviously they pull out their graduation picture and shit from the continuation school that they graduated from. and then they were like, oh, he was going to have a future. All right. No, he wasn't. Then they pull up a video of him robbing a liquor store. And you're like, well, new world order. Well, which one is he? Yes, they call them legends and future scholars. He was a future scholar. He was going to trade school. That happened to that other young lady too, that I did a breakdown on. You can't find the stream on the internet anymore. What was the woman's name? She was from Baltimore. She was like a trap queen and like a half nurse, but she wasn't even a nurse. She was like an EMT. Remember her? I don't remember her name. All right, anyway, say her name, Ass Ninja. I don't remember it. All right, but I did a breakdown on her, and she was a fraud. All right, she was a whole mess. She was a skeezer. All right, Breonna Taylor. Yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, that's why they do that, you know. Man, dude, you know what? I don't even have time today, but I could break that down even further. All right, it's even deeper than that. All right, it's even deeper than that, and has ties into communism. I know, man. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear. Yeah, Breonna Taylor. She was a trap queen. She had a rental car with a dead body in it. They found a rental car with her dead body in her name. She also had addresses where the trap Pookie would send his drugs. All right. I mean, this bitch was a whole hoodlum. All right. She was a hoodlum. All right. She wasn't even a nurse. She had a picture looking like she graduated from nursing school, but she was an EMT. But anyway, enough about that. New world order. She was a gang. She was a gang affiliated. All right. Yeah. She was a drug mule for a Pookie. All right. She had, and then got that innocent ninja caught up. All right. She was a skeezer. All right. Anyway. Even you was a trap queen, mama. All right. But yeah, man, you got to watch out for that type of shit because the communists will get you riled up over a trap queen. Anyway. Yeah, she lost her job because of that rental car incident. How many women do you know and mess with got a dead body in the trunk of a rental car? Like, you got to be doing some wild shit. All right, anyway. Like, what kind of shit is this? All right, anyway. And last one, NGN. Why is it that people who are seeking long-term use the term dating instead of courting? Do you think it's deliberate or ignorance? I've heard women recently say she's divorcing her husband, or she divorced her husband, who was a good man and great husband, because she wasn't happy. Send it. Yes. Because, she's slave to her emotions. In that regard, yeah, I mean, that's simple. People don't court anymore, but I've broken that down so many times. I mean, people think dating is how you lead to marriage. It's the way you lead to divorce. New world order. You can get marriage out of it, but you're going to get divorced, highly likely, statistically. But courting does involve another process that we're not participating in, so they can't call it courting. So they call it dating with a person. Oh, wait, dating with a purpose. Anyway, let me see. Wait a minute. Was that everybody? Yeah, anyway, let's get into this part of the show. Why is CGA on early? I believe I'm on, what would be like a half an hour, 45 minutes earlier than I normally broadcast. And that's because I got to get to a boat. All right. There's a boat party down here in Rio. Yes. And when you go to Brazil, you got to go for a couple of weeks, my G's. All right. Do not come for just 1 week. And main reason why is because it takes 10 hours to get here. Maybe sometimes 13 hours. So you're not just going to go for the weekend and go back. You got to put some time in here. All right, but I'm going to be at this party. Shout out to our brothers, Foreign Luxo. All right, they're going to put on a party. Having a party. I'm going to be down there on a boat with some fine mamacitas and some amigos. All right, I see some familiar faces already since I've been in Brazil on that picture right there. So shout out to this one right here. This is where I'm going to be here late this afternoon, and I got to beat a lot of traffic. I got to swim upstream, so I can't miss the boat. If I miss the boat, I miss it. All right. So I got to kind of get there early and It might take an hour or two to get to the destination where they're docking. So this is where I'm gonna be at, and that's why I'm a little earlier. So I'm trying to buy some time. And I can talk shit and swallow spit all day long, so I don't want to miss the boat. All right, I might have to get changed in the car. So it's gonna be good. All right, we got Yacht Girls coming up. Yacht Girls. New world order. All right, but you know what it is? It's time. You know what I mean?
I got money.
It's gonna be crazy. Clams everywhere.
I got money.
It's gonna be. They'll wait for CGA. It's gonna be clams and tacos everywhere. All right, it's gonna be a mess out here.
I got money.
All right, but it's gonna be fun. If you haven't joined me over on Locals, it's CoachGregAdams.locals.com. I really broke down with receipts, my activities out here and activities. All right, it's been crazy out here. It's been a good time. I'm having a great time. I've been chilling this entire weekend. I was gonna go to Sao Paulo, but I didn't end up doing it. I end up chilling. I need my energy. I'm not a young man anymore. All right, but yeah, it's going to be fun. With that being said, let's get into this part of the show. Let me see what part of the show we're going to get into. Straggle and Sniggle Theater is up first. I'm loving it. All right, let me put the banner up and let's get some music going on here with Straggle and Sniggle Theater, the intro.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, yes, let's go. Give me the sound. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We only got a few clips. Okay. First straggle up is going to be this woman right here who says, and I quote, one CGA again, they're going to try to move this goalpost on what is grown and what is not. Obviously, some moron found out that the brainstem doesn't fully develop until 25. Unfortunately, they're going with it. And who goes with it? Not women. Sorry, not men, but women are going with, hey, the brainstem doesn't fully develop. I'm not a grown person. They're trying to push this age of responsibility off until their 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. Then they also got depression, anxiety, stress. You have all of these psychological disorders. The high majority of Gen Z on head meds, Duke shooters, pooter intruders, Lily Linton Lakers. But of course, when it comes to relationships and responsibility, it don't count. This woman's going to say, I don't feel grown at 18. She is now way past 18. She's in her mid-20s to late 20s. And now she's like, well, 18 should not be the age of majority. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's hear what she's got to say. And yeah, you can already see it's a clown show.
18 should not be considered grown, legal, or whatever it is that you call it. Baby, I am 25 years old, and I am still paying for the consequences of my actions when I was 18. What the f even is that weird age? Hey, oh, when you turn 18, you're legal, you can do whatever, and our dumbasses listen to that. I wanted to be 18 so I can go have fun, and then, the next age is 21 so you can buy alcohol, but baby, I've been buying alcohol since. But yeah, 18, 19, 20, 21, I was having a ball, fun, big fun. And now I'm 25, and I'm like, what the f is going on? At 18, I should have had my head in the books. I should have been studying credit. I should have been studying finance, business, all of that. I should have been figuring out how to budget, how to buy a house. Nah, I'm on top of cars, twerking, drunk, going out to eat every day, spending my money on whatever it is that I want to spend it on, and having that, oh, I'll make it right back mentality. No. Why didn't somebody stop me? Like the grown-ups before us they finessed us because they kind of made it look easy. So we ain't know. Well, I ain't know. And now, baby, I'm depressed. 18 should not be considered grown.
Now, y'all got to tell me, man, I'm already telling you, I called this shit about a few years ago. I told you that they're going to pull this card. I told you they're going to pull it. And when I say I say that means enough of them are going to pull this card. Okay. So this is what we're seeing. I told you that some of these psyops that you guys believe in, and you're talking about mental health is real. Of course it is. All right. Look at you. I mean, I can see it. All right. But now it's used as an excuse card. All right. It's an excuse card. But when they were having a party, they wasn't depressed. When they were shaking their ass, they wasn't depressed. When they were out there Duke shooter and pooter and trooter and lily liquor and running trains and orgies and all of that shit. Nobody said nothing. All right. In fact, here's the funny thing about it. This is the funny thing. You know what happened when you were not out there doing it? You were lame. You were loser. You were goofy when you weren't out there doing it. When you weren't drinking, smoking, straight West Coasting, bitches putting ass in motion. All right. Pussy popping, sex promoting. Yes, indeed. When you were out there, you were broke, you were lame, you were dusty, you were dirty, you weren't cool. All right. But all of a sudden, oh, man, I should have been studying. Yeah. Like the people who did it and their life is showing, right? The life shows that they were on track. But of course, I told you that they were going to say this. 18 should not be considered grown. I mean, this is just crazy.
Shut up!
I told you they were going to pull this, man. And do not be surprised if these morons try to push up the age of majority, the age of consent, and it's going to be wrong. They're going to be dead wrong. First of all, they're never going to do it, right? They're never going to do it. Why? They need people in the military. That's number one. They need your ass to drive, and they need employees. You dumbass ninjas is definitely going to be priced out of this economy, right? This is crazy. Left behind. I mean, you can't save everybody, man, but I told you they're going to do this, and of course, they're like, well, somebody should have told us, or they should have made us listen. They should have made us stop. We did. And we gave up on you. So good luck out there with all of these future losers of America. All right, that's what we got right there. All right, they was grown. They was doing it. And you can't tell me nothing. All right, now they fucked up. Future losers of America. All right, so what do we got next on Straggle and Sniggle Theater? We have this woman who is all bent out of shape right here. She's beside herself. She's bent out of shape, and she's basically crying because she's dating for a purpose. She's looking for a husband. And there she is, wiping tears. And what is her beef? She says, I just want a gentleman. Oh, man. Jesus. All right. Goodness. They always saying the same thing. They just want a gentleman, but the streets was out there.
In these streets.
They when they was in these streets, it didn't matter. Now she wants a gentleman. And the reason she just wants a gentleman is because of this. Let's let her explain it.
I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that. I paid and it's fine. And then after I was honest and I just said it, like, I don't know. Cause I said like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And like, to me, that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards, he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of, I'm happy I was honest.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Man, it's getting easier and easier out here, man. Look at this woman right here. Easier and easier. Now, the first woman that we saw, 18 shouldn't be the age of majority. She had the Negro smoke alarm going on. Beep. All in the background. Even on the edits. Beep. Are you noticing a pattern? Then this moron, cats. Meow. Right. Meow, meow, meow. You know where this is headed, ma'am. You know where you're going. You're going fast place to Nowheresville. You ain't getting nothing out here in this marketplace. First of all, you fat. I'm going to just say this. You're fat. I mean, I know she don't look fat to a lot of y'all fat SBWW, whatever y'all call y'all ninjas. Y'all fat ninjas. All right. You like a lot of pork itis. Yeah, I know that. But she's overweight, definitely trying to get treated a certain. I like to be treated a certain way. Well, me too. I like that sloppy toppy. All right, so get to it. Get on them knees and start dropping that neck if that's what you need to do. But hey,
it's barbecue in there.
First of all, you're overweight. You're not in good shape. All right, so I don't know what you're. Listen, you want to be treated like a princess, but that requires you to act like a princess. You know, get some game. All right, get some game. Ninjas talk about I would hit. Ninja, we already disclosed what that means. Catch up. All right, just hey, where a man puts his dick says nothing. Y'all ninjas will put it in anything. We got to stop some of you ninjas from putting it somewhere. All right. Now, would you move in with her? All right, that's don't be the problem. Would you walk down the street with her fat ass? Now that's another problem. Where a man puts his Johnson tells us not much. All right, anyway. Every woman can be used for a hole.
It's barbecue in there.
Every woman can get used out here for sex. Some of y'all ninjas nastier and be going for, never mind. I ain't even gonna say it.
It's barbecue in there.
All right, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But she wants prison treatment and she looking like the evil stepkid children right here. This is not gonna work. And not the bangangs. Oh, whoa, whoa, yeah. Not the bangangs. The bangangs. Whoa. Man, she crazy with these bangangs. Now, here's the crazy part about it, because this is going to come up later in the show. Obviously, she wants some sort of standard rules for dating to apply when she's ready, right? So she's ready to pick. She's ready for a gentleman, so it applies. But when she was just having fun out here in these streets, causing chaos right here,
In these streets.
the dating rules didn't apply. You don't have to tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to fuck who I want to fuck. Alpha fucks, beta bucks. All right, it is what it is. I got standards. But now all of a sudden it has to flip. What happened to strong and independent? What happened to that? I can pay my own bills. I don't need a man for this and that. Now all of a sudden I just want a gentleman. This is the funniest time of feminism, because at some point they strong and independent and the next time they a victim. They call it, is it Schroeder's feminism, where they're empowered and a victim? Like is a thin line between being powered and a victim, right? This is actually chaotic for her to believe that. And I do not believe, this is my belief on this one. In dating today, if you guys will insist on doing what you call dating, which is not dating, all right, you're not dating. At least you're not finding a suitable mate. My opinion is, for the most part, I think men should always take the lead. That is where men should always take the lead. Now, if that requires paying, it requires paying. However, not every woman is entitled to a paid date. So if you understand your position, then you might want to contribute to said date. So you got to know where your range is. If you're trying to be out of your price range or you're trying to hit outside of your target market, then you need to pay. All right, that's men or women. Then you need to pay. So if you know who you are, you know where you land, then you try to hit outside of that target, you need to pay your half. Okay, that's simple. But let's just say you were dating somebody on your level, which most people do not, unfortunately. Most people do not. Most men date below their level. Most women try to date above their level. So it's actually a dumpster. It's a dumpster fire. But if you're on your level, then we can have that conversation. Most people don't date on their level, unfortunately, and that's why majority of people remain single. But her now wanting a gentleman, I just want a gentleman that could treat me good and take me here and there. Do you know how many attractive women want this too? I know attractive women women are conventionally attractive, want the same thing, and they can't get it. So what makes you believe the entitlement? It reeks. The entitlement, it reeks for you to believe that there is some sort of issue with men not paying for women. And her case is this, and I've debunked this, that if whoever asks pays, I've debunked this. This is trash marketing. This is not. There's nowhere in a code in the code of dating where that exists. That was put in somewhere in the late, I want to say the mid 2015s, where that became some sort of standard that most men did not agree with. Right? Most men did not agree with. It is definitely a feminist standard, because prior to that, it was automatically assumed the man paid. So since we got to a point where women started to earn money, they switched it to, okay, now we're making money, so the man doesn't have to pay, but it's whoever asked first. Well, that sounds nice. However, women don't ask very often. They only ask a certain type of guy. So that means if they don't ask 96% of the time, then you're just basically just finessing the rule to fit so that men still will have to pay, because men overwhelmingly take the lead. They overwhelmingly introduce themselves first, and they overwhelmingly have to ask for dates and relationships. So it's absolutely garbage philosophy to believe, number one, that the man should pay simply because he's a man, and number two, that whoever asks or invites must pay. These are two things that are never going to work long term. It's just going to frustrate people. Now, if we are honest about how the dating works, how it should work is if someone has a significant and is known to have a significant financial advantage over the other one, certainly he should pay. He should not be looking at a 50-50. We'll talk about this later on. This is going to come up later on. He has a significant. Her income is considered supplementary. Not only that, her intent for the relationship is to have her income as supplemental. Uh-oh. Yes, meaning that if she marries him, her income will not be the priority. That's how she's going to do. Unfortunately, we don't do that. Where the woman say, well, I don't make as much as him. However, when she gets into the relationship, she's like, well, my job and my career, and I need to do this. And her job supersedes the male. And she says, well, I can't meet with you because I have a job. Hey, listen, this is going to fuck everything up, because it's not going to work, because she says, well, I make less than you, so I should never have to pay. Oh, okay, I would believe that. But if you want a relationship, your job should not supersede. It should be supplemental to the services provided by the man. All right. So I'm trying to make the rules fair. I'm not trying to misuse the woman or the man in this situation. That would be only fair, meaning that she intends to be a stay-at-home wife. Certainly he should break the bread. Okay. But if you're on the evil level and you're going to tell him, well, I work 80 hours a week and I got to work my life around your work schedule and my work schedule, you got to pay. You're going to pay, baby. You're going to pay your half. And even more, we're going to talk about that in a bit. How much more should they pay? We got that conversation coming up for you mama's boy ass ninjas. But that's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, do me a favor, hit the like button. I know we're on early. We're about normal start time here. So I'm glad I started about 30 minutes earlier, because I'm already into the show. So with that being said, I got to be off this show at I got 2 more hours for sure. All right, shout out to our brother Valor Beast. He said, what's up, coach? Much love all the way from Okinawa, Japan. Reminds me of the Karate Kid. I am a 22-year-old, been red-pilled without any sexual or relationship experience. I go back and forth between trying to get experience with a woman and or trying to reach self-actualization. What do you recommend? Well, you know, your self-actualization journey is going to be a very long and lengthy journey, which you can't afford anyone to mess it up. However, I do believe women experience with women, good or bad, is there are lessons that need to be learned. So you cannot believe that you're going to have all the information about women and start dealing with women in real time at some point, and then it'll be perfect for you. It'll be perfect for you, because even for me, dealing with women is not always perfect, because I always have an idea what they're going to do. And then when I deal with them, I'm like, okay, here come the bullshit. So experience is necessary, but don't put 2 feet in if you don't believe you're ready or at the place you need to be. Just like a lot of guys, they might go monk mode. Well, they're going monk mode without the experience. They're too young. I've actually said this. I actually said this a while ago, because this came up when there was a content creator that suggested that men get a vasectomy at the early age of 18. I vehemently disagreed. I said at that time, I don't think men should go monk mode in their early 20s, but they shouldn't have a girlfriend either. It's kind of this medium range. They still need experience with women. Okay, you still need experience with them, because women are going nowhere. They make up the majority. I mean, there's more of them than there are us. So if you don't have actual practical experience, meaning that dealing with, communicating with them, dealing with how they try to use Jedi mind tricks, manipulate, if you don't have actual experience and you only have red pill experience, men are you're gonna get folded up, right? You're gonna get ran over out here, because there are some real men that really don't care about what you know about women or what you heard. They still gonna try to manipulate you. Anybody have ever experienced this? All right, you can tell the woman you know exactly what she's gonna do, and she will still be like, "Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I got the gold of a JJ. Let me put this wet punani on him. Let me show some titties. Let me flirt. Let me do this. Let me bat some eyes." They start batting eyes, and they're like, "Okay." They're like, "Let's see how much you know." They do this to Chad and Tyrone. They do this to everybody. I mean, this is how women work. They got about 3 or 4 plays. They're like, "Let's run play number 1, play number 2, play number 3, play number 4. And now about play number 4, all right, they figure out this shit ain't gonna work and they skedaddle. All right, they get frustrated. And mostly because they get mad at you, but they're mad at themselves because, you know, they underestimated you. They underestimated you. But this is why you got to deal with that type of manipulation. You got to see it. Don't tell them you're manipulating me. You got to see what they're going to do so you know how to respond to it. All you have to do is respond in action, and you will get all the information you need. But yeah, start getting a little bit of experience. You don't have to go all in. You don't have to get a little girlfriend or get you something like that. But don't just separate or segregate from women. That's not going to be healthy. Right? It's not going to be healthy, because then you're going to say, "Okay, I'm ready." And then you're going to jump out there and you're going to get fucking ran over real quick. And all women has to do is swallow your kids one good time. Okay, listen.
It's barbecue in there.
Okay. She gonna swallow your kids. She gonna get down there and feel like, "Oh, okay." And she gonna get down there with the wet mouth, and you gonna feel what the backside of her tonsils feel like. And then she gonna let you roar up in her mouth, and you cooked. And then just all your red pill information gone, just like that.
Straight jacket.
Just like that. And they used to call this, by the way, this is not new science. They used to call this sowing your oats. Sowing your oats. Sowing your wild oats. In the movie Coming to America, sowing your royal oats. The reason why they wanted men to do this, in fact, we now advise women to do this in America. This is how much things have flipped. We used to tell young men, get out there and learn your bullshit. Get your feet wet, get your whistle wet, let some hoes swallow your kids. All right, so that when you are ready to settle down, you will be disarmed, right? I'm sorry, you won't be disarmed. You'll be ready. You'll have your shield on. Now, you know, our new Judeo-Christian society, our new somewhat colonial colonist society has persuaded men that this is not the right course of action. They should not be promiscuous out here, despite the fact that the women are practicing promiscuity at the highest rates ever in America. So you guys are at a mismatch. We're telling men to stay celibate and the women to be whores. And then we're going to pair you guys up at 30-2 or something like that. You know, that's what we're telling young people today, unfortunately.
And that's you.
So, you know, get some practical experience with them. Even, you know, women at work and, you know, flirting and, you know, whatever it is. Even the art of approaching women and talking to them. And, you know, you're going to get a lot of information. Now, this is the big key. Don't take them too seriously. Okay. Shout out to the angry man. Don't take it too seriously. This is the hardest lesson. Whatever they yapping about, don't listen. Don't take it seriously. They goofy. Right? This is the hardest thing to do because these women are good, man. They good. They practice this, man. They sit up all day watching movies about this shit. They're good. Just don't take it seriously. You know what I mean? Don't take what they saying motherfucking seriously other than no's. She says no, be like, okay, no. Don't take them motherfucking seriously, man. They goofy. You know why they're goofy? Ladies are like, we're not goofy. Yes, you are goofy. It's okay to be goofy because most of the time it's endearing and cute. It's when you're trying to not be goofy is when we don't give a fuck. We be looking at you like, bitch.
Shut up!
All right, now, the reason why you're goofy, ladies, is because you like to change your mind just because. That's why we tell you to don't take you seriously. because you will be like, I want to do it this way. I can do it. I'm a big girl now. And then all of a sudden they be doing the shit and it don't work. And soon as it don't work, a couple of days, they abandon fucking ship. All right. And the ship be sinking. They just will jump off the ship with everybody on the damn ship. This includes marriage. They'll just jump off the ship. Well, I want to do something different. You're like, well, you realize the ship is sinking over here. I don't care about that ship. All right. Well, you'll be like, oh, Lord, just.
Okay, Daddy.
So they'll just change their mind. Well, I don't want to do it. Well, you said you did it and we invested $10,000 in this. Well, I don't want to do it no more. That's why they goofy. All right. So stop listening to them half the time. The majority of the time, they goofy. Shout out to Gennaro Tranquillo, says, ran my numbers for the year. We up, ninja, and we get into the MFing money. Shout out to you and shout out to the coach gang. Get to the money, man. Get to the money. I know people don't want to hear that.
I got money.
That particularly plagues a lot of men when you tell them to get to the money. It's tough out here. They definitely don't want to hear that shit. Shout out to our brother. It is King Cray says, it's a shame that YBN Namer didn't make the 12 cents of Cheesemas for wiping and impregnating Selena Powell, who smashed every rapper. I've never even heard. I know it's Selena Powell. I've never heard of the other brother. She smashed every rapper and athlete, including bloggers like DJ Academics and Adam22. And he says, you're my favorite content creator since around 2018. Thank you for getting me through my work shifts. Shout out to you. And somebody married Selena Powell. Man, damn, bro. Yeah, man, you can't help a lot of dudes. A lot of dudes want what they want. You know what I mean? She was the one. The only thing I think I remember two things about her. Number one, she talked about being in the locker room of an NBA team. I think it was the Atlanta Hawks. And they ran a train on her. Like I remember that. And then I remember possibly DJ Academics and Selena Powell were in a room, and I think like Sneeko or somebody was in the room, and somebody smashed, like I think, but he was dating the girl. I was like, what? Like that's what happened. I think it was DJ Academics was dating Selena Powell. Then another guy, like a rapper, came into the room and then was like, I'm gonna go smash her real quick. But that was his girlfriend. I mean, loosely. Am I tripping? Oh, it was Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's what it was. Yeah, it was Tekashi 6ix9ine. And they all live in that same area and building, so, or around each other. So I remember that story, and I was like, anyway, she looked like a bird to me. I can't even. In Tech9, Tekashi 6ix9ine looked like Sneeko. They kind of all the same personality. Sheldon CPR says, successfully rebuilding after my child support case. Shout out to you, man. Child support it's the devil, and it does disrupt family wealth. We're going to talk about that later on. We got so much to touch on. Hopefully I don't get too far behind. Shout out to our brother viewers, Discretionary Affairs. I'm ready to kiss the nanny goat. Uh-oh. This is getting deeper here. New world order. He says, I'm ready to kiss the nanny goat. Coach, he says, point me in the right direction, and I'm willing to go to the Diddy party too and meet the nanny goat in the back room. New world order. Hold on for a second. Let me see. Do I have a sound effect for you?
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Nah. Yo, it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth it. Don't kiss the nanny goat, man, because the devil will come back with a receipt, and it's non-negotiable. So don't do it, man.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Don't kiss the nanny goat. Bro, man says, if you notice the type of black women the New World Order promotes, they are the loud sapphire types. They tend to fit the stereotypical debaucherist mother that we're supposed to give a pass to. We're supposed to give a pass to, and we do give a pass to these women for some reason, man. I don't know, man. These type of people here, these are what I call the lowest common denominators, right? The lowest common denominators. These are the people that are defined by the people. These are the Bamas. Great movie that just came out that my mother was like, you got to watch that movie. And I looked it up, and it was a movie. It was kind of like all women and shit, military. I was like, I don't want to watch this shit. Right? You know, black women and black mothers, they love that shit. They love when it's like a true story. And, it's, they all bring up the Southern. For some reason, people always want to talk about Jim Crow and slavery and shit like this. So it was a movie. I can't remember what it was called. It's on Netflix. She was like, you got to watch it. So I was in the hotel. I downloaded it. I got through like 15 minutes of it. I was like, I can't listen to this shit. All right. And it had a bunch of women in it. Oprah was probably a part of it. All right. But I was like, oh, okay, this is another movie about a disenfranchised group that was racially objectified and disadvantaged and, fucked around, and never heard of this group in World War II. So I was glad to hear the lesson. I'm about history. But in the movie, there is a character that shows the power of the lower common denominator. Did you guys see the movie? You didn't see the movie. There was a character. It was an all-black infantry, female infantry for World War II. Now, I think they were over the male. All right, so I don't think they were fighting. But in the movie, there were some assimilated blacks, and there was a country Bama. Okay, in the movie. Let me see if I can pull up somebody know what the name of the movie is. It's called like 688, something like that. Let me see here. Okay, here we go right here. It's called 688. That's the name of the movie, 688. Shout out to them. I'm not broadcast. I'm not saying you to watch the movie here. If you want to watch the movie, you can watch the movie. But it was about this particular group here. I love history, so I would be interested in it, but it's about this right here. And it had every woman you could think of, black woman, in the video. All right, but the scene I'm talking about is the lowest common denominator. In the early part of the movie, which I watched, they were going to enlist in the particular place that they were enlisting. And on the train, they got segregated. They got separated once they hit the Mason-Dixon line. And then the white women went to one part of the train, and then the black women went to another part of the train. They had some Mexican black mix, and they had some authentic blacks. They had a Southern black and assimilated blacks. The assimilated blacks were from the city. All right. They were from cities like Philadelphia. I can't even name the other cities. And then there was another woman who was, and they were educated, and some of them went to Spelman, and they were highly educated, assimilated. Then they had a country Bama, aka the lowest common denominator. The country Bama was a little rough around the edges. There was a scene where she said she couldn't get her titties in. She was really big and round shaped, and she couldn't get her titties in the thing. And then the other woman was like, stop saying those words like that. Stop talking like that. The other black women were like, you're a little, they were like, oh, they were little uppity Negroes. And she was like, you got breasts, I got titties, right? So it was basically the most absurd, out of control, Bama, Sapphire, Jezebel character who was rough around the edges. My point is, if you watch it from the context that I've been telling you about, that image of the black woman is now the dominant image. That is the presiding image of black women and black people today. When back in that time, it was not. It was the less refined, the loud, obnoxious, the woman you would want to correct to try to get in line. Yeah, the mammy. So we talked about that, the mammy, the Jezebel, and the Sapphire. So today, what we have is the presiding dominant image is the lowest common denominator. It is the person that we're measured against as African-American people in a bad land. All right. So this would be the presiding image. If you're like this, you're a real black woman. If you're like a little uppity Negro, if you're assimilated, you're not a real one. If you've been to jail, you're a real one. If you're not, you're a sellout. But watch that part of the movie and you will see that even the women, she was rubbing everybody the wrong way. Like, damn, classless, low class, lowest common denominator, low hanging fruit, uncouth, right? Always saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. She was definitely more sexually promiscuous, like sexually advanced towards the men. The other women were trying to be classy around the men, and she was very abrasive, forward, aggressive, arrogant. Yep, no decorum, no morality. So watch it, man. Watch it up there. And I would tell you, man, this is essentially what happens in our confusion in the colonial society, in the colonist society of what's the real image. We have now been bombarded with the image of the Bama, the image of the aggressive, loud, as the, well, I'm being real. And yeah. Anyway, I could go off and on about that. Is that a Tyler Perry movie? I should have known.
New world order.
I don't want to look at the movie. I want to hit the history. I don't want to watch the movie because I just know it's a bunch of bullshit. All right. Anyway, what do we got here? We have, it's an evil world we live in. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to find out what's going on here. What am I looking at? All right. It's an evil world we live in. We have 2 videos. One video is for the single ladies, guys. My goodness. I definitely think, man, I'm going to have content forever for the single ladies. All right. This woman has advice for all the single ladies. Obviously, you see, I don't have the elephant. Do I have the elephant sound effect? I do. All right. Man, my sound effects need a little bit of balance here. So this woman is going to say something for the single ladies. Let's hear what she has to say here.
There's a lot of women asking, where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? Where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? You met him. He just doesn't drive a really fancy car. You met him. He just wasn't over 6 foot. You met him. He just wasn't the best dresser. You met him and he may have said something awkward on the first date. Those guys are at work. Those guys will look you dead in your eye and say, yeah, I know you want a 6-bedroom house. I understand that. But for right now, while I'm going through this program in school, we're going to be in this 1-bedroom apartment. Those type of dudes are not going to pay $300 on the first date for a meal. Those type of dudes aren't going to go out here and buy you a purse just because you're cute. These type of guys are going to go on vacation, but baby, there will be some planning involved. And somehow, somewhere, got it twisted that unless a man can be spontaneous and do whatever you want at the drop of a hat, then that means he's not capable of taking care of business. Those type of men take care of business. It's just, they're boring. They're predictable. They're routine. They will not give you any and everything that you want, which a lot of women don't like being told no. They will compromise. But until you become a woman that understands, I'm with the man that makes sure our home is taken care of first, you're not going to be ready for him. You met him. You just thought he was lame. So there's a lot of women asking, where do you meet?
Okay, we were just kind of talking about that a little bit earlier, and let's just be frank and honest about this. And for the game guys, hear me out. Most dudes are lame. All right, let me just say this right now. Now, I know a lot of game guys hope niggas got swag and niggas get the mouthpiece and niggas get some, but that's more of the Bama activity, lowest common denominator shit that I talk about. That is not the ideal progression to lead you into the manhood or gentlemanship. It's more low hanging fruit. It's more Bama step and fetch it bullshit where nigga, I'm gonna be out here talking and nigga, I got swag. Like that's more uncouth, non-decorum behavior. That's not gonna help you in the rest of the world. It'll help you with some strags. It'll help you with some Brazilian strags. All right. It'll help you with those type of people, ex-strippers and baby mamas and shit like this, but it ain't gonna help you long term. But it is a short band-aid for low-hanging fruit or what I call low common denominator activity. So most dudes are lame. Most dudes are lame. All right, right out of the box. And most women aren't marrying their alpha Chad, Tyrone, alpha widow. They're not marrying them, nor are they trying to seek out these type of guys until later in life. Unfortunately for black women, they do this later than most everybody else. I don't know what they're doing. Like they do this like, they'll do this in them 40. All right, I'll figure it out. Like there's a woman right here, the big mulatto talking, the big mastodon mulatto. She way too old. I know she's already realized this, so she's imparting this information possibly to some other areas. Other ladies in her age group. Way too old. Way too old, washed. All right, and they don't want to hear that either. All right, I still look good for 42. Nobody said anything about your looks, although your looks are not as good as you think, but nobody said anything about your looks. You're just washed out.
In these streets.
Used and abused. All right. And so the mulatto is making sense and it's common sense, but a lot of women don't want to hear it. Just like that other woman earlier. She said, I want a gentleman. I want a guy that knows how to treat a woman and knows to do this and pay for that and all this stuff. Then they bump their heads all the way until what? 18 is not the age of majority. They do it till mid 20s and 30s and they want to wake up. Now, this woman is nodding her head. But if you notice, both of these women are in their 40s and above, possibly knocking on 50's door, way too old to be having this realization. Unfortunately for men, this is music to your ears because this is the exception that you've been wanting women to make. You've been wanting women to come to this realization as early as you were 15 and 16 when the first nigga got a bike, right? You got the beach cruiser, the gangbanger and all, whatever these archetypes of men, you wanted the women to make this exception. This leads to the frustration of the male and for them taking cheat codes. I'm going to get some game, the mouthpiece. I'm going to do, I'm going to Mac. And so what happens is both of these people are led astray for many, many years only to try to work it out later. And it's far too late. So interesting thing here. This is comments. I do know that if we're pairing up ethnicities, and we're going to do that later, most people know this. They figure this out pretty early. Now, the white woman has to figure it out way early because she aged like a banana. All right, so she got to figure that shit out earlier. So she got to find her starter husband early. Okay, again, most Chats and Tyrones ain't getting married up. They're not marrying who they want to marry. So white women, Asian women, these women, Indian women, they figure out to go get them a simp pronto. Like they get their ass a simp quickly. They go into the whole, all right, let me give me a nice guy. They'll do it earlier. But, you got a lot of people here, and even in those racial groups, they're starting to now try to figure that out, ride that cock carousel for as long as they can, then come to the realization of, oh, well, maybe I should accept somebody that's shorter or, lame, goofy, that works. No, it's too late now. All right, absolutely sad situation here. And now they're asking a man that pays their rent. Ooh-wee. Like, wow. I mean, and by the way, gentlemen, as much as you guys don't know, and you might know this, okay, a lot of people will try to deny it. There's no denying it. There are women out here that literally targeting men to pay their rent. Now, this is going to come up later in the show in the main event. There are women out here like, you ain't paying my rent. You ain't paying my bills. Now, they still getting fucked and tossed out here by a group of men that are saying that, no, you don't need to have them pay their rent because we tossing them. But this seems to be where we are economically, and we're in a very, very tough economic position that we're not going to get out of for at least 5 to 10 years. I said buckle your seatbelt back in 2020 for 10 years. We still got 5 years to go. So, we're not getting out of this, and it might even get worse by 2032 because of some technologies that people are seemingly deaf, dumb, and blind to. So I don't know if we're going to get out of this. There's not going to be a turnaround financially for most people. So they're going to continue to hit their head to try to date this. And it's going to just give me content. All right. And I'm finding that, man, I think people are down bad. We're going to talk about that later. Let's see if we can get the next video. We have this one. Her name is Shauna. She looks like a Shauna, but she more looks like a Keisha. Okay, here's Shauna right here. You see her sister. Let's see what Shauna has to say. She's going to say some reckless shit about dating, I'm pretty sure.
Fellas, if you don't ever believe anything that I tell you on this app, at least believe this. Before going on a date, if a girl hints that she needs her nails done, needs a bill paid, or need any type of thing that has monetary value to it in order to take her out, she does not like you. Again, if a woman is saying that she needs you to take care of something financially before you can take her on the date, which it's her privilege to be able to go on a date with you, she does not like you. I need y'all to start understanding that if a girl really likes you, if a woman really likes you, you really don't have to do all these tricks and jumping through hoops and whatnot. You think about it, There's a reason why some girls let you smash on the first night. So with that being said, as soon as a girl is saying something like that, stop talking to women that don't like y'all. I'm sick of scrolling and seeing these stories where men be like, yeah, she asked me for the. Why are you even continuing the conversation? She don't like you. Because I tell you right now, for the man that I like, he can ask me out for ice cream right now. And I'll pay. Fellas, if you don't.
Oh boy. All right, man. I'm telling you, man. Boy, do you guys feel like you're in a time warp or something? Do you guys feel like we've already discussed this thoroughly for like, the last 7, 8 years, 10 years going? This has been quite an obvious thing, but you guys got to remember, a lot of people are still catching up. A lot of people are still catching up. So a lot of people don't know these things. There's some men still out here with their head up their ass. And so she's talking to those guys. And their conversation about her paying, I would pay. Now, that could have come up later as well about a woman paying. And the example she used is the example that I'm going to draw back on. I hope I remember it. She said she would pay. But what would she pay for? Type in the chat. Type in the chat where she described what she would pay for. Okay, so this is going to be important. It's going to be important. Okay, so here we go right here. Now, the idea that men don't understand this and women do, this is the type of manipulation that I was talking about earlier. She could make some false promises, empty promises that might make you believe that she would do something for you in exchange for something. Oh, I always do this and I do this and I enjoy sex. And then you pay for something like that. I've never had a woman ask me to pay for nails that I didn't know, right? Not like a woman like I had been with. Like a woman I've been with, yes. But if a woman started with that, I don't think I've ever been insulted like that, where the woman said, well, I'll go out with you if you pay for my nails. All right. I mean, just like weird. But if men are experiencing that, you definitely need to know that she doesn't like you. And today, women will date in this manner. Before, women wouldn't date exclusively in this manner. It was either she didn't like you or she liked you enough to date. Today, they have a third category where they're willing to more often than not go on the date if there is a support, right? He pays a bill, he pays a cell phone bill, he might pay a couple of dollars. They might pay for some pussy outright, whatever it is. They have opened up that lane. You call it prostitution. They just call it simply part of a dating marketplace where they have no shame with getting their utilities and bills paid. Of course, men are just trying to get their whistle wet anyway. So I'm going to say that he's not concerned about her liking him. Just depends. For the men who are concerned about liking, then you're probably going to get very, very frustrated. If you're not concerned, you're going to get what you want. You got what you want. You got what you would believe is somebody that, you probably wouldn't have got without this, and you got the skins, so you already won. You already won. So that's another situation where guys will win and they'll tell you you're losing. Well, she got you to pay for it. Nigga, she wasn't going to bang me anyway. All right. I banged her. I don't like her. I don't care if she likes me. That's what I wanted. That's a hard conversation for people to have too, because, well, you shouldn't have paid, or you paid too much. He was trying to get the nut. So he got what he wanted. She got what she wanted. I think fair exchange is no robbery. He's fine. But there are a lot of men that do proceed to talk about who likes who, which is going to be part of the main event, which is going to come up next. This who likes who conversation sounds juvenile to me, right? It sounds juvenile, but a lot of dating coaches, a lot of PUAs and Macs, a lot of men, and even when you get down to tricking, for some reason, it always boils down to if a person really likes you, right? And to me, it sounds like middle school. Am I correct? Okay, maybe it sounds like high school, sophomore year. Does she really like me? She really likes me. You like me. I don't like me. She don't like you. She don't like me. Now, this is going to be important when we get to the main event, because this boils down to even something worse than it sounds. It's worse. It's very, very, it sounds worse than middle school. Okay, so when we're talking about this conversation, by the way, and I'm going to have to remember this, these conversations happening on the internet are between the least likely to marry and or date and or raise children in a two-parent household. Right? These are the least relationships you even see being put on display. The successful men are way more likely to date interracially if they become successful than the men who are least successful. They end up going outside of they're more likely to. That doesn't mean they have more interracial dates. I'm saying once a man in this demographic happens to get any level of success, his likelihood to go outside of this demographic of women skyrockets. The reason why is because both of these people typically do not understand relationships at all. It sounds juvenile, and even more perverse, it sounds like mother-son. It never sounds romantic. The only romantic thing happening in these relationships occur in the first 2 weeks of the entire relationship. After that, it's all downhill. I'm going to touch on that, but let me go ahead and let her spit once more just so you can see what she's talking about here. Main event coming up. Let's see if I can reframe this right here. Let's see here. And remember, the juvenile thing came up earlier with the young woman that said she's 25. She still feels like she's 18. All right, let me continue here. Let's let her spit.
Fellas, if you don't ever believe anything that I tell you on this app, at least believe this. Before going on a date, if a girl hints that she needs her nails done, needs a bill paid, or need any type of thing that has monetary value to it in order to take her out, she does not like you.
Does anybody have any confusion about that? That one to me, I know I'm a little bit older than you guys, so trust me, I've been around the world and and I can't find my baby. Is anybody confused about that? That one to me is not confusing. That would be pretty straightforward to me. But there are some guys that go for that, right? I get it. You got to remember, most guys are out of shape and miserable, right? They goofy, but that's a given. All right. I don't think anybody really needed to explain that. So she doesn't like you. I think he knows that. All right. But let me see if I could go a little bit further and see if she's trying to make some sense here.
Again, if a woman is saying that she needs you to take care of something financially before you can take her on the date, which it's her privilege to be able to go on a date with you.
That's a good point. It's her privilege. A lot of guys don't date that way. I will give her that one. A lot of guys don't date that way, in which they only go to good things to take the woman. And if the woman is absent from a potential date, he doesn't go on anything special. Right? We see this here. Some ninjas and panties in a bunch that I left the country, despite I've left the country several times in the last 10 years and several times before I was on YouTube. Nobody was bothered then. This one particularly bothers people because, oh, you're going to go treat yourself well? Oh, well, how dare you? But men typically don't treat themselves well. They treat themselves less than, and then the only time they want to treat themselves to something nice is when the woman is present or available. They will go to a nice hotel. They will go to a nice trip. They'll go to a nice restaurant. They'll go in the front row of the basketball game or something like that. So she's right in that, where men have it, they're dating opposite. I'm trying to get men to understand that if you're going to date, you need to date the opposite. She's invited to something that you're going to do. Okay. You're going to do it regardless if she shows up. Okay. I'm going to go treat myself well. You're invited to this so that if she cancels, you are still going to do it. It doesn't hurt as much. Oh, I can't believe this bitch canceled. She flaked and she didn't do this and she didn't show up. Well, does that stop you from having fun? You had a reservation for 2. Now you got a table for 1, nigga. Like, what's the problem? You were going to do it anyway. You were going mini golfing anyway. You were going to go jump out of the airplane anyway. You were going on a helicopter ride anyway. But this is hard for men to do. So we're advising men first, the free agent lifestyle. She's going to something you are going to do for yourself. She comes to you. Hey, coach, I want to try this new sushi restaurant. That's nice. We're going to the Italian spot. Why don't you try the sushi restaurant on your end? Well, I ain't supposed to do a goddamn thing. I'm not supposed to take you out to where you want to go. You're going to come back to what I'm doing. So this is also a switch as well. So she's right on that one, that the woman is invited to something that you're doing. All right, let's see if she can cook some more.
She does not like you. I need y'all to start understanding that if a girl really likes you,
Man, let me just get this straight. Not many girls. This is going to sound nihilistic, Hafiz. But I've proven this, that men and women aren't compatible at all. Most women of advanced age settle. That's after 28, they settle. But mostly they settle for who the guy settles for, right? So most men are not aggressive when they date. They're not aggressive on cold approach. They're not aggressive with game. They're not aggressive in moving outside of their social circle. They're not aggressive in counting the amount of women they date. They don't want to date 100 women. They don't want to date 50 women. They just want to date 1 or 2 and make it easy. What I've been saying for a long time is men and women aren't compatible. I don't think most women generally desire the man they're with. The only exception to this is when we talk about women that have sex within 5 minutes of meeting a guy. That's the only exception. That is the genuine burning desire that men are looking for that most of y'all will never get. You're never going to get it. I don't give a fuck what you do. You could go ARC mode 1. I don't care what you do. You're not getting it. I'm just sorry. And if you do, it's going to be sparingly. Even for a successful man that has bedded a lot of women, most of them did not genuinely desire him. She was kind of like, oh, well, I'll give him some. I'll see where this goes. I'll use this to get a relationship. All right, I'll give him some pussy. I'll sleep with him. Okay, I'm horny tonight. All right, maybe I just got off my period. Most girls, I'm just nasty. I'm feeling it. Okay, I think he got some. I want to see. She curious about you. Most of the time, and let me just say this, most of y'all then just really don't put nothing down in the bedroom. So there's that. Most of y'all don't do shit but 5-stroke special, 2-pump chump with your millimeter Peter and your pencil dick. Most of y'all don't do nothing in the bedroom anyway. So this explains why women generally are not passionate about being intimate with most men. In my opinion, and I'm going to say this again, most men will very rarely, sparingly experience genuine sexual desire from a woman. That's a hard motherfucking lesson to accept, but that's a fact. And I'm talking about men that are in relationships that I see out here in this motherfucking resort right here with their fucking girl. No burning desire. That woman does not barely get wet for him. Now, with women, they view sex differently to where they will open up and they will get a little bit more desire for the guy. Right? But they generally, most men that are in relationships, that woman don't have no burning desire. If this was true, why do you have sexless marriages? Why do you have women cheating on men? If it was true, I know you guys say, it ain't true. Not me, coach. Okay, I'm not talking about you. Take yourself out of it. I say most men that get married, that woman did not generally desire her. In fact, she was like, well, he grew on me. I started to see something about him. She was no genuine desire at all. She married him, though. Yeah, pastors cheating on with the wives of the parishioner. Unless the woman sees you and wants to bed you at that moment, That's the only exception. If she has to go on a date or two to get to know you, there's no burning genuine desire at all. None. Zero. Right here. And that's including all men. This is all men. There's no exception. There's even the guys that run game and cold approach. They'll tell you that means they'll tell you that 97 out of 100 gonna reject you. They even say that, yeah, they just don't have nothing. Don't waste your time. In that sense, women need something a little bit more extra for you to buy your time to get her to somewhat like you. Anybody disagree with me? Anybody disagree with me? Anyway, let me get to these super chats. I don't want to get too long here, long-winded, because I got the main event's coming up. And the main event is a must-see. It's a must-watch. I'm going to need about 45 minutes to an hour to unfold all of that. We're going to 3 o'clock. Shout out to our brother here. Anybody disagree with me, by the way? Let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. More women have had sex for not pleasure than pleasure in the history of the fucking world. Can you understand it now? Because I know a lot of guys going, coach, not me. Most women have had sex for everything but desire in the history of fucking world. The world. You can start with the first goddamn primate, whatever you want to call them, erectile dysfunction. What do you call it? Homo erectus. The majority of times women have sex is not for pleasure. They sold more pussy than they've had pleasurable sex. Am I making it clear? In the history of the world, I don't care if you pile up all the men and the women that have ever existed. Women that have had sex for pleasure, very little. Or if they did, very few men got it. Most women sold way more pussy than they have ever had desirable sex. Ladies, are y'all here? Who disagrees with me? Yep, women have been spoils of war. They've had sex out of pity. They got clobbered over the head. They got sex to get out of a bad situation, right? People were trying to steal the punani. She sold the punani. Am I making sense? And then when she got in bed with the guy she desired, most of the time that shit went left. Absolute disaster, right? The guy was an asshole. He was not good in bed. Come on, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all that, it does hurt because it hurts our ego, It does hurt our ego when people have, arranged marriages. Most of the time a woman have opened her legs. It was either reluctantly or that you got pressured out of it, or she did it to get out of a bind, or she did it to get out of getting killed or in a war bride, pity, boredom. She wanted a baby. Yep, survival. Very few times, especially in olden times, very few times where women can be like, you know what? I'll take him back in the back. All right, anyway. Come on, man. Anyway, I'm trying to help ninjas figure this out. Y'all gotta figure this out. And ninjas will spend a whole life for a woman to like them. But I want her to like me, coach. I want her to like when I'm giving it to her. Yep, she was hungry. I mean, a bunch of reasons. Her rent was due. To baby trap you, to get you to marry. Oh, by the way, to get you to marry her. Am I not lying? To get you to marry her. She used sex. She either had sex with you or she put sex out here and say, I won't have sex with you until marriage. That literally, that's burning desire. Huh? How many people got married to their wives in record time before the 1950s in record time because she held sex till after marriage? You're telling me this is burning desire? You're telling me I'm supposed to be out here? She's supposed to be wetter than Niagara Falls. All right, anyway. Yeah, it is very tough out here, but yeah. But women have sex for a variety of reasons. We only have sex for pleasure and procreation. Women have sex for 8, 9, 15 other reasons. And that's the bottom line. Yep, to use it to her advantage, right? I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to our brother here. Yacht is in the building. Shout out to you. JC says, but coach, I like my women with no morality and no decorum. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later because, you know, as much as we talk about, you know, you still hit and what men like from relationships and our sexual experiences, most of the women that we want our greatest sexual experiences with are experienced women, hoes, 304s, strippers, and we have an affinity to liking sluts. And much of the reason why men don't like these women or profess that they don't like these women is because, well, they can't get them. Yeah. They can't get them. Like much of the reason why, and this has been proven over and over again historically, because you'll have people come out. We want all of these brothels and strip clubs and, you know, the churches will come out and all these men will protest all the hookers on the corner. And guess who be the number one secret goddamn client? That dude. The dude protesting the most about 304s. We hate these 304s and ski. You know why? Because she ain't cocking her legs open for you. Because if these 304s and these, like even a type of woman, I don't like those type of women. You know why? She ain't cocking her legs open for you. So she making you work. You got to pay for it. She ain't desiring you. She ain't gonna look at you. She don't pay attention. So that's why you don't like them. Because you've experienced several years of them bitches not just looking at you like, so you like, all right, I don't like them type. That's why. All right. That's why y'all go crazy over 304s. Because I guarantee you, if these bitches was putting on a parade 24/7, y'all niggas and sticking their booties out for you to poke them, y'all be out there poking them. You be out there poking them. But the reason why you don't like them is because they make it hard for you to get them. But first thing you say is, well, Chad and Tyrone don't have to. So you're telling me that you would have taken her if you were Chad or Tyrone, or if you were getting it for free, you would have hit. But now because you can't hit and she only giving it burning desire to him, now you mad. Right? That tells us that really men are attracted to immoral women. Right? We're attracted to that with no manners or decorum, no morality. It's just that we don't like how we'd have to get them. We don't like how we have to get them. Damn, we have to pay for it. No, fuck that. She didn't make the other guy. Right? There was a guy, I always tell you, he was dirty macking a woman. He basically on film dirty macking a woman. He's a game guy, fake pimp, perpetrating pimp. And he's on video. I can't find this video to save my life. But he's talking to a girl. A girl comes up and he's working out. He's doing a gym workout. Girl walks up to him. And he was like, gives her the brush. But she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And he's like, yeah, bitch, you know, trying to give her the brush. He all in his feelings. And then the girl's like, yeah, so what's going on? And he's like, bitch, don't talk to me kind of shit, you know. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then he says to her, well, I hit you up, but then I found out you let my homie hit, but you didn't let me hit. Now, this guy talks about pimping and macking and game all the time. And I'm watching this ninja in his feelings. And this woman was not that attractive. She wasn't ugly. She was regular. And he was like, well, you know, you let my homie hit and you didn't have the nerve and you had him hit. Bitch, don't come around here. And now, you know, until you let me hit type shit. I'm like, ninja, did you put this on the internet? You put this on the internet? Ninja, you really dirty macking your homie? And your homie's girl, because she let him hit, but you didn't get the hit. Man, somebody find that fucking video for me and post it on Locals. I was flabbergasted, and dudes was in the comment, yeah, man, she can't come around here. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. And I was like, but that's an example of what I'm talking about. Because y'all won't get it until I give you an example. This guy is a known Mac artist. He out of over 1 million subscribers on the internet. I want to say his name. It's not Cooley. His name is, he's a Miami dude. He's a Miami dude. And I'm like, that literally is what I just described when I say guys like whores. You just mad that the whore didn't give it to you. Like, that's a prime example. So now she's a whore, skeezer, she dirty, she a slizzut, she a bop. But if she would have cocked her legs open, you would have been cool with it, and you would have been in there, you would have smashed. It was McQueen. That's his name, McQueen. I was like, what? Man, find that video, because before he erases it. Right here. Right? Find that video before he erases it, because I'm pretty sure they come around these parts right here. And these are the guys on the internet telling y'all some of the wildest shit I ever heard that sounds juvenile. It sounds juvenile. I'm like, this shit cannot be adult men talking. Yeah, he talked shit about red pill dudes. And I'm like, that nigga a clown. Straight up goofy ass clown. Like, come on, bro. I hung out with dudes like you in like 9th grade, 12th, freshman year of college. I'm like, you and dudes listen to dudes like this. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, holy mackerel. All right. But straight up pouting over a 304 that fucked his friend. And he didn't get none, so he didn't want to talk to her. Example I made. Most guys like 304s. You just can't get to them, so that's why you don't like them. Until you accept that, you cannot transition into the gentleman. Can't transition into manhood. You got to accept that. That way you can control your behavior. Okay? That way you can control your thirst. Because you cannot go out here in the world mad at women that you really want to fuck, but you can't, or you can't afford it. Because that's really where the red pill problem is. Y'all talk about all these OnlyFans 304s, but if these women ran up on you and start cocking their legs open, y'all will be smashing. This is a fact. And because they're not doing it, you say Chad and Tyrone didn't have to pay. It's literally, I'm calling out the space because that's where the problem is. I want good women and I want honest women. Okay, here's one. You wouldn't even know what to do with her. Right? I'll give you an honest woman right now and you wouldn't even pay for her date. Oh, I'm still going 50-50. We're going to prove that here coming up in a bit. Right? Shout out to our brother here, JC. J Flow says, wear your life preserver when clapping cheeks, coach. He says, shout out to the coach gang. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. All right, and we got another brother here. It is our brother here, no government name, but he says birthday was over the weekend. No cheeks, an argument. No cheeks and arguments, or did you get an argument? But if I cheat, I'm wrong. Okay, so that's what you got. You're with your girlfriend, so now it makes sense. Your birthday was over the weekend. You got no punani. You had an argument. But if you cheat, I'm wrong. Yes, that's where men pay in relationships. I mean, you literally, again, wasted all your time this weekend waiting for her to commiserate your birthday with some booty cheeks, and she didn't. Yeah, but you hung out the entire time. Den says, when people say you are the best on YouTube, they are not lying. I legit didn't have anything to watch, so I watched Your Money Mindset. I hope you were enlightened and had a fun time over there as well. TWP, it's a tough pill to swallow. Pause. But most men will never be Achilles or get that type of treatment from women. Safe travels to you, coach, and that's a fact. I know, man. Most of us will never have that. And there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, I accept it. I mean, I've had it. I've had it, but it is what it is. It's not something that I have to have. But most of us will never have where the woman makes an exception for you, where she's like, I don't care if you cheat. I'll bring other girls to you. Ninja, I'll pay for your rent. We're never going to have that. And do not go around looking for that. That is sparingly. That Achilles shit where one woman straddling your face and the other one straddling your waist and the other one massaging and licking your toes. Never gonna have it. In fact, most men today aren't going to have that. Most men are not going to have that. Even superstar celebrities, right? Where you're thinking, oh, well, he got money now. They can't even get that. They can't even get that. Once women got Me Too movement and false accusations and they want to get paid for their services, not even big time celebrities can get that. And let me just might add this. Most men that get it, I'm about to cook some ninjas right now. Most men that get it, the women they're getting it from is butt ass ugly. Uh-oh. Now that's a hard pill to swallow. Most of men that getting it, I get it for free, and I get women to buy me shit, and I get women that do, they goofy ass ugly bitches. I mean, and these men will be like, nah, man, she a 8. And I see that bitch, and I'll be like, ninja, please. Most of these women, fat belly, motherfucking dimples in the booty, boogers in her ears, goofy, armpit smelling. That's like 98. But anytime a guy saying he getting any of this treatment, please pull a picture up of the girl. I want to see this shit. Put her, knock-kneed, cockeyed, all that. H every day says, damn, coach, you still on vacay. He says, I gotta get my shit pronto. Get on your shit. Shout out to you, Free Agent Lifestyle for Life. Let's do it. And he says, never worry about the woman ain't yours. He says, even then, take it with a grain of salt. If she never sacrifices her resources, attention, she will never be loyal. Just face it, and you'll be a better man. Now, we're trying to build better men out here. We're not trying to make better men out of women to get women, because women are not a long-term. It's not a long-term result you're going to get from them. Right? It's going to be temporary. It's going to be a Band-Aid. It's going to make you feel good, and then that's it. In fact, any man right now that wants to challenge me and come up here and show me the last woman they fucked for free in America, come on up. Please pull a picture up of the broad. All right, pull a picture up. In fact, let's just say you're a guy and you say, well, coach, man, I don't got to pay. I'll be out here getting it for free. All right. When you do get one for free, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go on Instagram, put a picture of that woman up there on your Instagram, tag me and say, coach, I got her for free, and see if anybody cares. Nobody gonna care, nigga. Nobody gonna give you a big up. It ain't gonna wet your dick in the morning. It doesn't matter. It won't even matter, bro. All right, nobody would even care. In fact, they will consider you some kind of low grade individual. They be like, really, nigga? This what we doing? Shout out to Press that says, nice guy finishing last. Proves your point. Facts. Nice guys finish last. Now, at least they finishing, though. Some guys don't want to be the nice guy, though. They can't stand when a woman uses them. Okay, we got 2 more, man. And I got to get on the road here. Something out here. People saying I need to get on the road. Nigga, come on. Hold the boat up for me. Shout out to Demetrius Brown says, Greg Adams, you are so right. The vast majority of women do not desire the vast majority of men. I was the first one to say this in these words. Men and women aren't compatible. Now, when I say things, people will be like, that's not true. Even women will say, that's not true. I love my man. I'm compatible with him. Okay, how many other men are you compatible with right now, other than that guy? Other than him. So you got a man you're compatible with. You feel like you're a man. You got a woman you're compatible with. Okay, how many other women, gentlemen, are you compatible with? Other than that one woman right now, or let's say for the woman. Now, that's not true. I love my hubby. We've been together for 30 years. Okay, that's cool. So you found compatibility with him. Who else? Who else? And then I'm going to prove again that men and women are compatible. If you can point to one motherfucking guy on planet Earth that you're compatible with, woman, that proves what I just said. Men and women are compatible. That's not that many. And there's what, 3-4 billion men, and you got one. You found one, and you barely are compatible with that one. You have forced compatibility at best. You have some sort of arrangement or shit, right? They using each other facts. So, dude, my point stands that men and women aren't just compatible. That's the same thing as what the other guy saying here, Demetrius, about what I was saying about that as well. It's hard to accept these hard rules. They're not generalizations, they're hard rules. But most men will never get genuine desire from a woman. And that includes the tall guys, the fit guys. Trust me, there's a whole bunch of fit bum ass ninjas out here. They ain't getting a shit out here. Anyway, we got two more. He says, you're right. Demetrius Brown says it's very hard for a guy to get true burning desire from a woman. And it's a fool's errand for men. That's why I said screw traditional dating and decided to join the sugar world. And I love it because you can get down to business. There's no games. Most guys want to play the games because they're young. They want to play the games and they even think the games are inconsequential. No, there's nothing wrong with this. This is what dating is, and this is what women do, and this is what men do. Most people want to just skip to the next level. Some people want to just get to the next level. We know what this is, right? Let's not fuck around, right? Don't fool around. We know what's up. Okay, let's get to it. Kayla says, what's up, coach? He says, so a woman will marry a man she doesn't desire, waste his time, deny him sex, but demand that he doesn't cheat. We need to have polygynous marriages. Well, you can get a polygynous marriage if you want, right? It's all about what you negotiate. But the problem is most men don't have leverage to negotiate a accurate agreement. That's where the problem is. You don't have the leverage. Now, most, like the majority of men, don't have any leverage. You're walking out here with your dick in your hand and bubble gum and conversation. That's nice. Small percentage of men can overcome it, but most of y'all ain't going to overcome that because everybody has that. Every guy has that. So what do you do next? Well, when you have leverage or abundance, you then can call your shot so that, okay, this woman don't want to do it. You be like, okay, don't waste my time. Okay, you don't, so you can get a polygynous relationship. It's difficult, but you can get it. You just got to have leverage. But, you don't have leverage, it's going to be hard for you. So whatever your leverage is, abundance, money, whatever it is, it's hard to negotiate when you just coming out here with stock factory equipment. All right. But that doesn't mean that you're going to win, even if you negotiate that, because there are women out here that will say, okay, I'll do whatever you want to do, and then get you under the contract, and then,
Okay, daddy.
And then pull the rug. All right. They'll be like Lucy and pull the football. All right, come on, man. So even then, when you get leverage, you still got to look at these bitches like, okay, all right, when's the fucking other shoe gonna drop? Bait and switch, change their mind. So now you even money can't solve for that. All right, because a woman go say, oh, you so goofy. Okay, yep, I'll do whatever you want to do. Go on here. Come on, no, we don't need those. We don't need that contract. And she'll fucking pull the rug. Now you looking stuck on stupid. I thought you loved me, ass ninja. All right, guess what? She didn't.
Gotta get my bag and run.
Main event. Let's do it. All right, come on, man, because I got to not fuck around here. I'm going to miss the boat. I'm about to miss the goddamn boat. Hey, boat, don't take off without me. All right, here we go right here. Do men want their mammy? Are men programmed to want their mammy? Let's just do this first. I got to, let me see here. Oh, fuck. I don't have a banner for this. All right, fuck it. We'll do this. A blue chip. These are like blue chips. All right, the group of demographics that we're going to hear from, we've heard about it on the whole show today, are going to be this group right here, the African-American. Let's throw this very, very terrible chart up on the screen here, just so we know what we're dealing with. We've heard a couple of people in the videos mention this. Almost all of them were African-American and or at least mulatto. Now, this is the median household income in the United States by ethnic group. And as you can see, it's not looking good for the African-Americans. There they are down there at the bottom of the what we call the financial hierarchy in our country. This tells you that you're probably doing something wrong. So that if you're giving advice about just about anything, you ain't got no fucking leverage. You just talking bullshit. So if you think that the advice you're about to hear is accurate or right, just always refer back to this and go, look at where you're at talking that shit. You know what I mean? Like, look at where you're at. It is. Look at where you're at. Probably the reason why your relationships are a dumpster fire is because this is what you practice in terms of a mating strategy. Now, if we go up to the top of the economic ladder, they probably don't practice anything like that. They don't have that as a practice. So you got the Indian Americans, and if you were curious, white Americans are somewhere in the middle. But everybody's coming into America, taking advantage of the land of opportunity and so forth and so on, and they're winning. Are they practicing this particular philosophy that we're going to hear? This is the question. Okay, so we're going to go to this chart right here. We'll pull up this chart. Here we go right here. Here's a chart right here that determines here. This is the 2021, of course, median annual earnings for the men and the women in 4 racial demographics here, with the men in the Asian community, the Ling Lings and the Ling Long. All right, here, pause. The man is in the gray and the woman is in the blue. It says right here, it's a $17,000 difference between Asian men financially, median income, and Asian women. Amongst white, there's a $10,000 difference, 59 K for the men, 49 for the women. With Hispanic, there's a 6K difference, which the men are slightly ahead of the women, 6K difference. The African American is on paired right here. No difference economically. All right, both are about at the same median income. Now, you can pull up any other chart. It's going to be different or slightly different. I'm just pulling up a quick chart. Don't say this has been debunked by Obsidian. Shout out to Obsidian. But there's a variety of reasons to why that exists. And let's get into this right here. So let's take it right here. When we get into the mating strategy and dating and extending, women in the age group of 40 plus, trying to figure out, how to rearrange their dating strategy. What they're dealing with is a lot of men that want to be taken care of by their women. Yes. This is something that I really don't like. That I really don't think it definitely doesn't reflect all the way up the ladder of the racial ethnicities in our country, the races and ethnicities. It definitely doesn't reflect in this way or this desire across the board. It does exist in other ethnicities. Italians can be similar. Who is just can be similar, having a similar affinity to having women take care of them. But it gets worse when you get to the AAs. It gets worse here. And this is something as what I call, again, the lowest common denominator mentality, to where the woman takes care of the man. We heard it with the young woman, Keisha, with the pretty eyes and the pretty lips. Oh, a woman likes you, she'll take you out on an ice cream date. Now, notice she said, I'll pay for an ice cream motherfucking date. All right, an ice cream date. Thank you, Keisha. And now this guy's going to say something similar. And we have 2 guys that are going to say something similar about this, where the likability of the partner, of the woman and the man, rests if the woman spends money on the motherfucking guy. Now, again, let me just say this for the Bamas. Bama ass ninjas. Any of you Mac goofy ass teeth, plaque teeth Macs. Guys, if you're pushing this as men are going to find out if a woman really likes them, if she pays for ice cream, if she pays for an ice cream date or pays any money, this does show why your community tends to be in the sunken fucking place. I mean, I cannot say anything more. And if you're a Negro male, please do not listen to these people. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But let's start with this guy right here. You're going to pick your partner based on an ice cream date. All right, here we go.
I'm out at the bar with one of my homeboys when this group of beautiful young women walk in. He tapped me on the shoulder like, hey, they baddies. Why don't you run over there and talk to them? Mind you, these were some 21, 22, 23-year-olds. I looked that man dead in his eye and said, you think I'm out here slinging for free in this economy? Listen, brother, there is nothing that a young lady can do for me besides help me bust a few nuts. And ain't nothing comparing to this. I got bills, which means that I only talk to shorties in their prime high earning year. Is 35 to 50 something.
All right, I'm assuming this is satire. All right, I'm assuming this is satire. So we got, again, this is why, again, this is your community. I showed you the fucking numbers. I also showed you and tell you the numbers of this community in success of relationships and child rearing is at the bottom, the ground floor. All right. And you are going to call all the white supremacy and institutional racism. No, it's this right here. So you're not going to pick a person in your prime. You're going to come out here and bust nuts. And then you're going to pick a woman who is, I got an economic future, 35 to 50. What did I tell you? These men really want their mother. They want their fucking mom. There's no other explanation as to this type of activity and mindset of these ninjas that cannot do nothing but bust nuts and chew bubble gum. These niggas like their mama. They like hoes too. They like hoes, but they like their mama. Like, what are we doing? These niggas just want somebody to care for them so they don't have to work. I see this in third world countries too, by the way. I see this in Brazil and I see this in motherfucking Dominican Republic and all that too. It's the same thing. One of the reasons why hypergamy is a benefit to society, technically, is because hypergamy pushes men to excel. Hypergamy pushes men to excel, right? Because a woman just says, well, I need a bigger house. What does the guy do? In a civilized world, he'll go out there and conquer shit. He'll go out there and learn, how do I build a house? He'll go out there and build Lincoln logs and motherfucking Tinker toys. He'll figure it out. Why? Hypergamy. An attractive woman says she wants X, Y, and Z. Man goes out and gets X, Y, and Z. In a civilized society, and we can really constitute that the African-American community and these niggas are uncivilized, no decorum, no morals or ethics, and these mama's boys are always talking shit on the internet. They definitely haven't been around any men, because the men that get pedestalized is these McQueen Mac ass niggas and these fake ass perpetrating pimps. Why in the hell am I going to target my future to a 30 to 50-year-old woman that has economics better than mine? Like, this is low grade mammy boy son husband bullshit. This is the reason why we're in this dating kerfuffle, especially in the black community. Instead of him becoming better, what does he do? He goes and gets a woman that has money. Man, we fucked up. And of course, now you don't want to pay for the date. Okay, so let me see what we got here.
You think I want her mama? I'm trying to figure out what her mama do. See, young men nowadays have the game completely turned upside down. Y'all over here looking for a young bride so you can take her out on a date, try to woo her and shit. Wow, eggs like $9. When what y'all need to be doing is keeping your heads down, finding you a divorcee that's collecting alimony, and slinging that mean ding-a-ling until she decides to spend some on you.
See what I'm saying? She said, I want to know what is her mama doing. Put your head down. Don't improve your situation. Coach, man, everybody can't get money. So what do? You go sling ding-a-ling to a divorcee. Like, this is where we at. These niggas want their mamas, man. I'm telling you, man. They want their mama. And they want to live off of another man, which is sad because she collected alimony and you're going to go live up under her. Now, I'm hoping this is satire. Right? This is satire, but a lot of people believe this because the comment section, yep, you got to go out here. You know what I mean? You know? And then they settle for less. Men settling, as I said, men settling. But they really just want their mama. They want their mama to love them because most of these ninjas' mamas never loved them. All right, this is a disgrace. All right, across the board.
Y'all not been raised right? Y'all over here blowing out back to what? The satisfaction? That's how I know y'all not really about making this money.
Okay, so he's saying getting it for free is no good now. All right, so getting it for free is now no good. All right, I could get it for free. He's saying that's no good. Go get the money from the women. All right, here we go.
Sad. If you're not getting paid dividends per stroke, you'll lose. Now go ahead, buy a hoodie from sueysauce.com. Use your common sense and stay toxic. So I'm out at the bar with one of my homeboys.
So obviously, I think this is more satire than anything else. All right, so there's that. Let me get to the next one so I don't get too far back and get left right on the boat. Is we have this guy right here, and this is what he has to say about this conversation. And it's the Trill Act. I'm not sure what it says here. Nobody is more giving than a woman who likes you. Again, here we at the conversation again. Oh, does she like me? She has to like you. If she don't like you, she's useless to you. If she likes you, she's useful. Okay, what about what she looks like? What if she's a single mother? What if she's 50 and she likes me? Does that matter? Apparently not. The only thing that matters is that she likes you, and she's going to show you in one way that she likes you. Let's go to the video.
If women don't want to spend money on you, you're just not him. Nope, you just not him. Because one thing about a woman that like you, she gonna go above and beyond to prove that. She has no problem spending money. She has no problems paying for dates. She has no problems initiating conversation, texting back expeditiously. She has no problems doing none of that, fully ingratiating herself in that relationship when she really rock with you like that. But when she don't, then that's when you see that inconsistency. That's when you see that selfishness. That's when you see that perform for me. That's when you see that energy, because she ain't rocking with you like that. But a woman who really like you, is nobody more giving on this earth than that type of woman. And it's unfortunate that a lot of men either haven't found or constantly look over that type of woman and keep running into selfish ones. Because all that means when she's being selfish is that she don't like you like that. Simple and plain. If women don't want to spend money on you, you're just not him.
Okay. Now, again, let's qualify spending money, because there's a couple things we have to pick out here. As I said before, most men do not get genuine burning desire. That's been true. He admits it. The only women that he perceives that like you are willing to spend money. The comment section in the video agreed. Then let's take it a step further. Most men settle. So it's true. Most men settle. Even this guy, I don't know what he does. He's a dating coach. I don't know what he's doing. He sounds like it. You're only settling for a woman that spends money on you because she likes you. What does she look like? How old is she? Is she the woman that you actually want? Or are you just taking the woman who spends money on you? that's it. You're just taking a woman. So she can't have kids, or she's a stepmom, right? We saw Cooley go through this whole defense. Well, she was a stepmom and she was getting alimony and child support, and she had more money than me, and then I got up on her. So you're only, hood booger. We talking about fat, unattractive hood booger women. Most of these women that are selfish tend to be possibly better looking. Nah, fuck that. We don't want that. All right, I want it for free, or I want her to pay me. Eggs are $9 out here. Now, to me, he says, there's a troll in here saying, I got one and I like her too. It can happen. Okay, hey, listen, have your fat woman if you want. I don't really say that you shouldn't do it. I'm glad you got one. It can happen, but we're going to not deal with what could happen. We deal with what does happen. We deal with reality over here. So you could get this. Most of y'all ninjas can settle for being scavengers and catfish of the sea if that's what you want to do. Again, sir, go ahead and send me a picture on Instagram and I'll pull her up right here and I'll do it live. Tag me in a photo of her and I'll pull it up live. All right. We don't come over here and talk about shit that I got one. Okay. Pull her up, guys. Pull her up if you're saying it. Again, exceptions to the rule proves the rule. Are you a black man? You're a black man too? What's the IG? Come on, man. It ain't that fucking hard, bruh. Stop beating around the bush. Put your fat bitch up here, your ugly nose bitch up here. Exceptions prove the rule. Thank you for being a long-time viewer. And thank you. I appreciate you. What's the IG? Nigga, it ain't that hard. Come on, man. I'm on the internet. I'm internationally known, bro. I get recognized in fucking Brazil. Stop. You can't fucking find my Instagram? Google.
And that's you.
Google. All right. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, most guys measure their relationships how women measure their relationships. She take care of me. She make more money than me. She doing. What do we call women who do this? What do we call women who do this? Gold diggers. Hypergamous. Right? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Why are we educating men to take this purpose as opposed to, because I know people are going to say it, let's go back to the demographics here. Why do we tell people to do this when you niggas is at the bottom of the whole selection pool? Not only the gene pool, the dating pool. Why is this so hard? Why are we telling men to do this? Why do we tell men to do this? Look at this. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Why are we pedestalizing men at the bottom of the fucking dating pool? Like, what are we doing? Y'all ninjas will work so hard to find this as a possible to prove that I don't know what you're proving. You're proving you're a loser, a bum. You are literally a bum. This is bum bud activity. What? Instead of bettering yourself, you just choose to do what everybody else ain't doing. And look at you, nigga. Like, what are we doing? I don't know how people big up this shit. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Why? Because I've never been this guy. I never been one to say this defines me, this defines her. Listen, I've won and lost. But you at the bottom, you can't even get lower than that. You're gonna go live up under a woman. Like, what are we doing? Like, and guys, the demographic shows that these are the least successful relationships. So now you living with your mama, telling you to not come into the house and walk your shoes across the carpet, because you know that's coming up. You living up under her and her mortgage. Why do we do this? I don't get it. I just don't understand why this is what we pedestalize and prioritize. This is what I call the lowest common denominator becoming the loudest voice in the room. Right? I talked about this earlier. This is the lowest common denominator activity. Ninja shit. Offer some free pussy and some love, right? Because my mama took care of me. No way, bruh. No way. This is bum activity. Nobody can tell me any different, man. Bum shit. And then you wonder why these women don't listen to you. Right? They don't listen. They don't want to submit. Because you a bum. That's why. Did he send the video? He sent the picture? Where he at? All right, he missing right now. He didn't send it. Can I send you a picture of her and you can tell me if I'm effing up? Bruh, you know how to fucking send a picture, bro. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. He trying. Okay, I'm about to pause, yo. I'm about to block you. I'm about to block him. You see these ninjas, man? Y'all know how to send me Instagram stories and shit. I'm trying to figure it out, ass ninja. What are we doing? But I just don't understand this mindset of men being liked. Number one, that's your priority. Number two, it makes you go for someone less desirable than the actual dating marketplace determines. Right? You don't get to determine who's desirable. The dating marketplace determines that. They rank it, right? And it's unfortunately, some people are at the bottom based on stuff that they can't control, right? Some people win the genetic lottery, some people lose. But that is who determines the dating marketplace, not your preference, not who you settle for. But then what we do is we try to make a philosophy around it to make it stick when it's really just mammy boy bullshit. It's just mammy boy, sucker MC, son, husband bullshit. And I'm going to show you right here. CGA been on it for a long time. This is son, husband bullshit. And at best, you got ice cream. The woman said, I'll pay for our ice cream date.
Son husbands, products of the single mother raised kid. That's basketball player kissing his mother. I have a mother. I don't kiss her like that. Not as an adult. But the son husband is a direct effect of the removal of the masculine man who she could not maintain or chose to turn over his authority to sell you out for nickels and dimes in support and turn them over to the public school. Okay. The son husband essentially is he basically is the masculinity. He's the masculine presence that is used in place. He's the masculine presence that is used in place of the absent male in a single mother's life. That community in particularly 70% or better. I believe he's from Washington, D.C. Go look up the stats. He basically is going to assume the duties of the father who was removed or poorly selected by her. And he's going to give her all of that masculine energy up until a point. I won't say what else is going on, but what she's going to do, she's going to keep him close as she would a husband.
So this then turns into how men mate select. All right. So let me explain. So what men do is that they barely move out of their mama's house and then they move right into one of these other she likes me, she pays for ice cream women. Most of the time you're a younger man, she's an older woman. Most of the time she's a single mother. Statistically, you can't deny this. Most of the time she's less attractive. Post-wall, whatever you want to call it. So the man hasn't even lived on his own for barely a year unless he went to the military or college, and he'll jump right into this desire to be loved like his mother needed to love him or how the mother loved him. So he's never supported himself. He's never tried or attempted to. His only out is the woman. That's his only fucking out in society. And he will act like he is the Mac. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? He will act like he's doing something above and beyond. See, if she really like you, she'll pay for you. Like my mama. If she really like, where's the woman? Where's the other woman? Because a woman is a part and parcel of this right here. All right. They're part of this problem as well because she has bad mate selection. So what does she do? Okay. She don't like if you make you pay for stuff, which is true. But if I like a man, I'll take him out for ice cream. You see this? Do you see this? This is why I call these people the lowest common denominator. So he's never supported himself. So the first thing he does is finds a woman that knows how to support him and love him in the absence of his mother. Give me a second here. I got an advert here. But this is me again in 2021. Let's see here, talking about these particular men because they'll say, well, if a woman really likes you, she'll let you move into her house. Listen.
About 18 years old. One of my mentors once told me this when I was about 18 years old. He told me never move in with a woman. And he meant never move into her domicile, never move into her residence, into her apartment, into her house, because that place will never be yours. All right. Any conflict, anytime you need to get something resolved, she will make it be known that it is her place. It will never put you in the proper perspective as a man. It will never put you in the proper authority, and you will never build enough value for her to respect you as a man. Nothing lower than a man that lives off a woman. All right. That's not how things are ordered. All right. And we're not living in order. We're living in chaos. And chaotic times are when men move in with women.
World Star.
New world order.
So now this is 2021, just so you can see my philosophy has not changed on this. It ain't like, coach, you just can't get a woman to do it. This is really 2020 right there. World Star hip hop covering that. Nothing is lower than a man living off of a woman. I said that right then. And I was in better financial shape right there, but nothing is changing my philosophy right there. Okay, I've been doing this for 8 years straight, preaching this hellfire brimstone and so forth and so on.
As a man, it will never put you in the it will never put you in the force, all right? Any conflict, anytime you need to get something resolved, she will make it be known that it is her place.
Same thing as women that pay for you. I wanted to pay 50% of the bill. All right, she gonna realize she got power, she got say, and her way is gonna go 100%.
It will never put you in a proper perspective as a man. It will never put you in the proper authority, and you will never build enough value for her to respect you as a man.
How you going to live off of a woman and then build value at the same time? I mean, by the way, statistically, it's not going to happen. We already showed you statistically, it doesn't happen. You're never going to go above her financially or in leadership or status. You'll be stuck right there the entire time. You're never going to supersede her. Then you're going to wonder why she don't submit or listen to you or anything like that. You got no leverage. Now, it sounds cool that she's paying for shit now, but what is she really paying for? Add it up. It's not much in the grand scheme of things as a man. It sounds like a lot now. $9 of eggs, half the grocery bill. But over time, you will realize you will be literally henpecked into a way worse position long term. Short term, this is a dub. Okay, she paid for something. She bought me some sneakers. Long term, this is an L. Okay. This is an L. There's no way you get ahead of her in any level of authority. And women respect money. Don't think she doesn't. She respects money so much that she's willing to buy you out with fucking ice cream. Okay. And you fell for it. And you thought you was a Mac too.
Nothing lower than a man that lives off a woman.
Nothing lower than a man that lives off of a woman. I mean, I cannot big up you for that. I'm not a guy to big up you for that. And I've never been. As you can see, my message is very concise, consistent. My philosophy is unshakable. And I got this thing down pat. For the most part, that where men are, they're lost. You fucking guys are lost. And your now win is to get women to part way with her resources as to not get used. She really likes you. And again, look at the demographics. It shows that this is unworkable. It's wreckable.
She's going to guilt him into supporting her because she highly likely is never going to get married ever again. She knows that. She hopes. She's on Tinder trying to date me or date somebody who has beta male energy to be the father who stepped up. All right. Not the stepfather, but she's going to guilt him into being that lifelong support as a husband would be. She's basically going to sabotage any connections that man will have at selecting his mate. She'll sabotage.
There we go. Listen, it's tough. It's tough. Somebody said this is the video I found you. There's a guy claiming to be a Mexican saying, give up your hard-earned money to his woman. Ninjas, y'all ain't ever going to get it. You know? So you're putting words in my mouth to make it fit so you can disagree. That's what women do. Right? Did you hear me say a real man gives up his hard-earned money to his woman? I didn't say that. You said that. Then put right or put yeah. So that's what women do. Again, you men are lost. That's how it sounds. That's what a woman says. Ninja, hold up. Where's my air raid? That's exactly how a woman argues. Well, that's how it sounds. You man, you guys are cooked. These men out here, bruh. These men are gone. So I said word for word everything I said and meant. I showed 3 videos of me. I'm talking. I showed you examples. I ironed out the philosophy, and you umbilical cord ass Mexican Still can't get it. You're still arguing like a woman. You Mitches are cooked. I told you. The feminine energy in the American male is one of the biggest problems that you're going to have to overcome. Well, that's how it sounds. No, nigga, don't say how it sounds. Tell me, show you what I said. I'm telling you what I said. Don't twist it so you can disagree. These Mitches is cooked. They don't want to win. They just want to lose the entire time and be mad at themselves. So with that being said here, let me get to some super chats. These men are done, bruh. Well, it sounds like it and it feels like it. You guys have been raised by wolves, women. You guys need to get around some men. Some real fucking men, not these goofy ass Mac and poor poverty pimp ass ninjas. These men don't know what they're talking about. And everything, and here's the funny thing about it. These men will also tell you to cheat on the woman that buys you ice cream. Like, wait a minute. So what they'll do is, and the women know this, they'll go for a woman that likes him, pays for his shit, lets him live under it, and then he'll use his car. He'll use her car to go cheat on her because I thought she liked you, but you're still cheating on her? Nigga, wait, what? I thought you were going to find a woman you like, but now you found a woman that likes you, and then you settle for her, and now you still trying to get over her because you want to put your peen in something else. How you still cheating on? These niggas is pathetic, bro. Pathetic. Like, bro, if she gonna buy you ice cream, at least stay loyal to the broad. That's what you're doing when you pay for her. Don't you expect her to be loyal? But nah, y'all need to still out here trying to run game on bitches. Right? Oh, I don't got to call for a Brit. I got a good girl. And you still cheat on her. Okay, what if the woman did that to you? What if you were paying her and supporting her and she cheated on you? How would you feel? These ninjas is cooked out here, man. I don't get these new ninjas, man. The weak sauce ass ninjas. And really it is just it's just your reluctancy, or is that a word, reluctancy? Your reluctance to really just step up your game. All right, anyway. Shout out to our brother, no government name E. He says, you're right, coach. That old neighbor I told you about was kind of hit. Not sure what that means, but maybe she was ugly. Dennis S, what's up, coach? Last chick, I got it for free. Had a Tina Turner, Mad Max, Thunderdome haircut. Facts. It was not the woman you wanted. It was the woman you settled for. Shout out to our brother H every day. Travis Hunter is signing to Lil Wayne Sports Agency for on-field representation. He says, what you think, coach, disaster or a win? I mean, shout out to Lil Wayne for getting out there and, getting ahead of some, hopefully he has some good people working for him. Anytime I've seen guys like this get into the sports agency world, they fail. But shout out to those brothers trying to make it. I think of Master P with Ricky Henderson, Ricky Williams. I believe it was Master P. Most of the time, these guys get into that business, it doesn't end well. Neo just lost the boxer. He died after his fight. It's always a mess. All right, shout out to our brother Rue says, coach, you better swim back to the U.S., my ninja. I heard the NWO is taking planes out of the sky left and right. Uh-oh.
New world order.
I don't know about that. I did hear one plane crash. We got our brother Preston says, nice guys finished last. That proves your point. He says you were right when you said Ninja's strategy is basically the equivalent to hitting the lotto, buying him for cheap and making him feel like he won. That's real pimping. For cheap. They buy you guys off for cheap. Add up the amount of money a woman has spent on you. And I've had women, buy me shit and all that. I really don't take great pride in these things, but I'm a different breed. But I don't take pride. Yeah, I make the bitch buy me shit. Like, I don't take pride of bragging about stuff like that. That's number one. Number two, I've never had a woman buy me something that I couldn't get for myself. So it's mostly a gift. And then number three, mostly it's a loan she's buying me. So she's buying. What happens if the relationship ends, she tends to want to ask for it back. Or she'll say, I bought you those things. When you bought it for me on my birthday, that's a gift. Remember, I bought you those shoes and those jeans and those PlayStation games? Yeah, that was a gift, wasn't it? No, it was a loan. But if you add up the amount, for you young men, add up the amount of money a woman spent on you. I'm going to tell you, in the grand scheme of things, because you'll grow up, you're in your 20s, and you're very proud of yourself that she broke bread and spent $550 for the PlayStation. I suppose. All right, so, but add up. He says they used to what? They used to their mama opening her purse. They don't have, they know how to, they don't know how to break a 20. Shout out to you. Add up. I guarantee you, any one woman that you've ever been with never spent more than $2,500 on you. Total. The only exception is a woman that fucked her credit up for you. And I almost guarantee you it was over. That probably was about 8 to 10 grand. Okay, so there are some of these women out here. I guarantee you it won't add up to more than 2,500 goofy ass dollars. All right, anyway. That's on the high end. That's in any relationship you've been with a woman. I'm talking about anytime she went Dutch on a date, anytime she paid for some concert tickets or any goddamn thing. There ain't no way it went over $2,500. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that ain't a lot of money. Man, how much money you will earn in your life? We'll all earn $1 million in our life. In our life, we'll all earn $1 million. All we have to do is average $35,000 a year for 45 years, give or take. We'll all earn $1 million. $2,500 is not going to even register as an accomplishment. I do feel safe in Rio. All right. Rio's not that bad, man. But I don't do, I'm gonna do a video. I have vlogs coming out here. Oh, you guys saw my vlog that I got robbed. Y'all fell for the okie doke. Y'all fell for the okie doke, B. All right. I knew I put that title there. I was like, oh, I know how I'm gonna get their asses. They know I'm in Brazil. So I titled my video, that was an old vlog that I was gonna put out, but my channel got demonetized, so I was just sitting on it. It's like from a month ago. And I got y'all asses. I know y'all was ready to make reaction videos and shit. I saw y'all in the comment section. Haters was like, see, that's what this trick ass get. I was like, it don't even have nothing to do. And I got y'all asses. It was a story from when I was 12 years old. All right, I wish I had the gotcha, bitch. I got y'all bitch asses. Y'all was ready to make videos. I know y'all was ready to make videos. His trick ass went out there and got robbed. Bitch ass ninja. I got you, bitches. All right, y'all was ready to celebrate.
Straight jacket.
I got everybody on that one. I looked at it this morning. And this morning, because normally those vlogs don't do very well. Well, I won't say they don't do very well. They do well. They get about 5K, maybe 8K after a couple of days. I pulled the video up this morning. I was like, 20K in less than 24 hours. Now, here's the thing. This tells me because I try to not use clickbait. I try to educate people. I try to not talk about other people to try to bring them down. I try to do content as honest as I possibly can. But y'all prove me right all the time. Y'all just want clickbait. Because I put a video out, the vlog before that only got 8K views, and it's been 4 months. I put that video out, I got robbed, and y'all motherfuckers. Hey, man, I might have to say, fuck it, man. Yep, I might have to clickbait, because that's what y'all want to see. Y'all was ready to tap dance on my grave. Oh, that nigga got robbed out in Brazil. All right. Ooh, y'all fell for the okie doke. But anyway, go ahead and watch it. It's over there. By the way, the Brazil vlogs are gonna come out. They're gonna come out tomorrow. They'll start off. There's like 5 or 6 of them. But they was ready to tap dance and make reaction videos. Oh no, they got me, man. Anyway, I got y'all. But I appreciate y'all watching. There was more supporters in the comment section. But yeah, they was out there ready to hate. And see, we told you niggas going out there tricking for the they was ready to hit me with all that. But yeah, gotcha. No government name says, why do men care so much about genuine desire? No one does that. And no one does not their job. I think no one does their job, or family, or friends, kids, society, corporate, not government, have genuine desire for them. I think you said none of them have genuine desire for you. All men are a means to an end, whether it's a pet wallet, a warrior, a worker, or a utility. But everyone loves money. They're taking the easy way out, right? Mr. Troller, you, what's up, coach? Here's a few dollars for some new boots to keep your foot on these Mitch's necks. He says the last guy is the same guy that'll complain about you ranting, but they are part of the reason that you are ranting. They are the that's you guy. They certainly are. Okay.
And that's you.
They'll complain. All right. And well, it sounds like you're saying, dude, only just quote back verbatim what I'm telling you. Just stick to that. Don't put words in my mouth. Pause. Cody Draper says women are the most promiscuous. Women who are the most promiscuous are women who come from single mother raised and overbearing fathers. This is facts. All right. This is facts. And I'm going to tell you this. There's also data that suggests that if a woman had a mother who divorced or did not have a relationship with that woman's father, they have a significantly higher divorce rate. So let's take this into consideration. A woman from a broken home almost cannot ever marry well. Almost always. She didn't have a relationship with her father. Dead in the water almost. The mother pushed the father out of the relationship. Dead in the water. Her mother divorced her father. Dead in the water. Those are the most dangerous women to ever marry. And also young men as well. You are higher risk for divorce as well. Shout out to our brother Marshawn Hill says, Coach is right. My favorite girl in my small rotation is my friends with benefit, and she's a 304. It feels more like an open relationship. I just had to come to the realization that I need not to trip over her and just enjoy my turn. Also, we are looking for the same love we got from our mama in women, and that love is not real because the loves are different type of loves, right? The loves are different. And I think Mike Tyson had a great quote on that. Those are two different loves. And women don't love men that way, right? A woman loves you for her survival, but the mother loves you because she's trying to make you survive. It's the quote by Mike Tyson. All right. But we're looking for women as a means. We do this when we're young and inexperienced, for sure. And we're going up into, oh, yeah, I got to get up out of here, man. Because look, I'm going to be late for the boat. If I miss the party, man, that's going to be cold. That's going to be cold. And by the way, if you look up most pimps, they didn't have a father. They didn't have a father. All right. Most pimps or men claiming to be pimps, they did not have a father. Now, I'm not saying all, but most. And that's going to be very easy to understand. Look up Bishop Don Magic Juan, any of these other guys. They almost inevitably will tell you their father was not present at all. They might not have known the father. The father was in jail. Most of the time that the father was in prison. The mother raised them. They were raised by wolves and sisters. Shout out to Ken Rose. Thanks to you on that one. But anyway, I got to get out of here, man. Shout out to the Coach Gang. Enjoy the rest of your day. I don't want to be late to the party. Tardy for the party. And we out of here. Peace.
Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the band jumping out the bag, vibe blowing on my jet, got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack.
We've been with the Brazilian. This would be the first.
They wild. I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy?